Number one, I had to shake off the protocol that everybody told me I had to go through to be able to finance anything. If I had to wait till a credit score, till a bank account, till a level of experience was high enough to go do anything that I've been doing, I'd still be waiting right now. You know, and so it's like John said, sometimes you got to go out and figure it out, right? But what I realized was I have a whole bunch of conversations with people that are having the same conversation. And I'm around a whole bunch of historians and debaters, but not a whole lot of problem solvers. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go create a solution. And when I drop the solution, if somebody bites and they're on board, they're on my team. If they don't bite, I'm not wasting no energy trying to convince them. I'm trying to find more people like the person that bit. And so that's how I was able to do that first Buy the Block project and raise $1 million in 7 months, you know, for some stuff in the hood that the bank told me would never be financeable. But everybody from the neighborhood knew how much value it had. And they knew how we usually get gentrified. And they knew how everybody usually gets displaced. So they say, oh, wait a minute, we can buy it this time? And the neighborhood's gonna change anyway? And we get to ride the value appreciation wave? And my auntie, my aunt, my cousin, or people that look like them get to stay in their place? That's how I financed it, because you go directly to the audience that cares, and you stop listening to everybody else tell you who you should go to get the money. And thank God for crowdfunding and those types of vehicles now, because now it's legal. Before that, it was literally illegal for us to pool our money together to do those types of projects, because you had to be accredited, which means you had to make over $200,000 a year individually, $300 as a couple, or you had to have a net worth of over $1 million excluding your primary residence. So you know what that does to us. That eliminates 99.5% of us right there. But thanks to Barack Obama, that was in place. And now we have greater opportunities to do things like that. So guys, realize this. With a crowd fund, this is not a GoFundMe. This is not free money. These are people that want their money back. They want it back on time. They want it back with a return. So you have to be very sure and secure in what you're doing. And so for the project that I had, I knew that it already had a bunch of residents there, and they looked like the community that I was going to go and ask to participate in the crowd fund, and they could all emotionally identify with what happens when a neighborhood's changing like that. And so for me, I wanted everybody, number one, to identify with it, and then number one, I wanted people to feel like they could participate and feel comfortable about the amount of money they put in. So I lowered the investment limit to $250, right? But I also told people up front, I was very clear, you're not going to get rich quick off of this. This is a long-term buy and hold. You know, this is something where it's gonna have a social impact on the community, and it's gonna be a win-win, because once all that redevelopment starts, the value of this property is gonna quadruple, literally. And you know, you'll get a huge return just off of owning a share of equity of ownership in this real estate. And you know, of course, my audience looks like us, so 99% of the investors look like us. We did have some people that from outside of the community that want to invest. But this is what I want to tell everybody here as well. While I like the notion of all black everything, acknowledge the fact that you need, if you want to reverse the trend right now, the trend right now is the dollar leaves the community, every 6 minutes or whatever. So number one, you want to start circulating the dollar. And then the ultimate reversal is to have a dollar coming into the community every 6 minutes that stays in the community on top of everything else. So never refute outside investments, because that's how, when we think about, when people talk about Mansa Musa being one of the wealthiest people ever, it wasn't all African everything. He did commerce with every single continent. Everybody wanted to do business with him. So I look at both of those. Number one, how can I make it affordable for everybody? How can I make it open to everybody? But I want to make sure, number one, that my local community can say that I can afford to get in on these opportunities. I'll add one more thing. And don't always feel like you have to start from scratch if you want to do something, okay? And what I mean by that is, even with real estate, you don't have to build a house from the ground up. Right now, there's an influx of bad investing information from newbies and gurus looking to make a quick buck at our community's expense, which is why I need your help spreading the proper investing information so that we can put the right building blocks in place for our community. You can do this by leaving a comment, sharing the video, and clicking the bell and subscribe button. Building generational wealth through real estate is obtainable with the right direction. Let's help our community buy back our blocks. Also, I created a free ebook that gives you 5 strategies to invest in real estate that fit into any schedule. To get it, click the link in the description.